lead into our presentation. So I'll just ask Mitzi to give us her methodology of pricing, and then I'm going to talk next, and then Bob's going to round it out for us.
Well, welcome. Hello to our first Zoom meeting. It's nice to see everybody. The board, I know Lynn is our president. Wave, Lynn, so everybody sees you. And I'm past president, and so the board has been working furiously trying to figure things out, and so we decided to go with the method that most everybody is using these days, online method. But we wanted to continue and to give information to all of our members. So this was a meeting that we had already. We had a meeting already formed for this, primarily to look at gathering of the guilds. So people that did not or have not priced things before figured out how to price things. But then we were thinking other people might want to learn how we price things. We've been doing it for a while. I've been doing it 16, 17 years.
Wow.
Before coming to glass, I did pottery for about 20 years. So I've been selling my work for quite a while. I wanted to let everybody know too that sorry, Adeline, that you can do your art for art's sake. You don't have to figure out that you want to sell it. This is kind of gradual steps. When I first got into fused glass, I actually just gave it away or priced it at cost, just to be able to turn over my glass to buy new glass. And as I got better and felt more confident in my work, I went ahead and priced accordingly. So first I'm going to...
Can I interrupt you for 1 second, Mitzi? One thing we forgot to say, if anybody has a question, type it in your chat and we'll try and answer them as they come up, unless we get so many, and then we may kind of hold off to the end. But be sure and put something in the chat for us to see. Oh. Are you sharing? Is that why it's doing all this?
Yeah, I'm sharing, okay. But it is not sharing the way I thought it was going to share. Oh, okay. So first I'm sharing I usually use the bullseye worksheet, and I write all my what kiln I'm using, how I use it, temperature wise, because I use a lot of different temperatures, because I do a variety of work, because I not only use warm glass, but I use hot glass because I work on a glass torch. And so I combine the two. So my fusing temperatures are a little bit different than most fusing temperatures. So I really have to look at what I've done in the past. So I really take diligent records, just because I've had to learn how to do my own kiln temperatures. First of all, I look at is the cost of glass, and here you can see the different. This is a picture of one of the pieces that I made. Then I have the cost of glass, and I do the firing. And firing, if you look at Bullseye, it's $25 for load. And when you're thinking about doing your work and selling your work, you also have to think about being a business. And a business owner would not give things away for free, because you're not in the business of giving things away for free. And so you have to think, okay, this kiln costs me so much money. You're going to divide it into 1,000 firings. You have not only that, but your kiln shelf release, whatever type you use, your molds, whatever they are. And so I calculate $25 for a 22-inch round kiln shelf. And then I kind of divide it up to how many pieces I can put in there. And that gives me the price per fusing. So my full fuse is $7 for this piece. The slumping is $7 plus the $5 wear and tear on the slump mold, because they will not last indefinitely and you need to replenish those. My stand I did, so it was $24. And then I add them up. My glass 18, my firing 24, the total 43. And then I double that. That pays for my time and my hidden costs. So you might say, what are you talking about, hidden costs? And let me see. Okay. It was there before. Let me see if I can find it again. This one. Okay, so, oh, I'm sorry, wrong one. There. Okay. All right. How to price your glass? Is that the one you see?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So it is how to price your glass. These are, I thought, okay, you know about your glass, you know about your kiln, but then you have to think about your hidden costs. And so I started to write down all your costs that you may not think about when pricing your glass. Your kiln's initial cost, your molds, your upkeep of your kiln, your pins, your relays, your cleaning supplies, molds, shelves, kilowatt electrical use, consumables, the kiln shelf, fiberboard, wash belts, grinders, grit, for the different grits for your grinders, other your cutting tools, all the different kinds of cutting tools you use, your cleaners, your safety glasses, your hearing protectors, it goes on and on and on. Then I have insurance for my my studio, and if you do packaging or mailing, I have to include that in a cost somewhere. Transportation, if I'm driving around with my car, wear and tear on it, display, your stands, extra parts if you sell jewelry, promotional items, business cards, banners, advertisement cards, and website development cost, hosting costs, name a site, shows, anything that goes in with your shows. If you're doing a show, all the tables, displays, incidentals, your state and city licensings, all those, and guild fees and transaction fees, gallery fees, all those are part of your business costs. And so when I look at when you double it, that's not a lot to cover your business costs. And here in Oregon, we're pretty much inundated with glass artists, because there is a lot of glass here because of Bullseye and where your girls used to be, and Spectrum. So other parts of the country can take that in account. Here we have a little bit harder time getting a better price for our glass. I'm just saying.
Mitzi, there's a question. And she wants to know if the three of us, any of us, use PGE's lower time of use program to lower rates, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.-ish. I don't do it on purpose necessarily, but if I get my work finished about 8 o'clock at night, I put it in. So I don't do it thoughtfully. It just goes in when I'm ready.
I do. I have the chart right here in front of me, in fact, that shows what the optimal times are. And as much as possible, I try to fire during those times. But there's a lot of firings I do that you can't get in entirely in the lowest cost time. So I usually lapse over into the medium cost time, but I try to avoid the high cost.
And I do something a little different. We have an energy efficient home, and we also have solar panels on our home. So I try to always fire when I have full sun, and I'm taking advantage of our free energy from the sun. But I also fire first thing in the morning because I want to constantly check my kiln. I've had a relay go out before, and I always make sure you always set your kiln with a warning signal in case it starts and going above that. It just barely, it goes ding, 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 like a little alarm. But when you walk into the area, you know, oh my gosh, something's happened. I better check it right away. So I start my kiln in the morning, and then I turn it off before I go to bed. So it's never working by itself, and I check it 3-4 times during the kiln cycle just to make sure that I don't have any problems, because just one incident and I paid for it. But at least I checked it, and I knew that I was having problems, so I could turn it off right away. So I didn't have too much damage to my kiln. But I'm done. If anybody has any other questions, they can ask during the time, but it's over to Linda. I should say this way.
Okay, any questions? Nope, okay. All righty, let me pull mine up if I do this properly. Oh, there we go.